Most traders are not losing because their strategy is bad. Most traders are actually losing because they never even build a real strategy. They jump from setup to setup, indicator to indicator, hoping that something sticks. In this video, I want to show you the exact process to go from zero to a real trading strategy. A strategy that is based on statistics, backtesting, and repetition. This is the same process I used to build my 3-candle entry strategy that I have recently taught inside the Chart Champions community, which is currently sitting at an 82% win rate. By the end of this video, you will know how to go from guessing to actually knowing what you are doing in the markets. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and look forward to this valuable content that I'll be sharing throughout this video. Before we even talk about entries, setups, or indicators, there's something much more important that most people are already missing. The asset you trade and the life you live have to match. If those two are not aligned, no strategy in the world will save you. So the first thing I always look at is time, availability, and lifestyle fit. Ask yourself this honestly, and I recommend to even write it down on a paper. How many uninterrupted hours per day can you realistically trade? Also, do you want to make 1 or 2 decisions per day, or do you like these fast-paced markets where you can take several trades throughout the day? Also, can you be present during important market times such as the New York Open? For example, someone who wants to scalp trade Nasdaq futures needs to be present, focused, and emotionally resilient. On the other hand, crypto swing trading allows much more absence. You can operate on higher time frames and trades develop over a longer period of time. This has nothing to do with what is better. It has everything to do with what fits you personally more. The second thing you need to look at is your personality and your decision-making style. Are you comfortable making rapid decisions under pressure? Do you stay calm when price moves fast against you? Scalp trading is reactive and decisive. Swing trading requires patience and the ability to wait without forcing any trades. Then comes your learning curve. Do you want to master one asset, or do you prefer to look at many assets at the same time and know them without real depth? And finally, what is your long-term vision? Do you see yourself trading actively every single day of the week? Do you want trading to be your main income? Or do you want trading to work in the background alongside other income? Once you answer these questions honestly, the time frame almost chooses itself. Swing traders will naturally operate on the daily down to the 4-hour time frame. Scalp traders, on the other hand, will operate between the 30-minute time frame all the way down to the 1-minute time frame. When you join Chart Champions, you will actually get a clear test to what trading style fits you best, and we have an entire strategy course for each and every trading style. If you want to be a scalp trader, there's all the videos you need. If you want to be a day trader, there's also going to be a selection of all the videos that you need, and you will find strategies based on your personality. For the rest of this video, I will use Nasdaq scalp trading as my point of reference, just because I recently released a new scalping strategy. But everything you will learn throughout this video can be applied to even swing trading and also different assets. At the end of the day, the asset or the time frame doesn't matter. The way to get to a finalized trading strategy is always the same. Once the asset and time frame are locked in, the next step is finding something you can actually test. In trading, we do not want to guess what might happen. We want to know what usually happens. That means we need statistics. Everything we do in trading is based off probabilities. We know exactly which scenario is the most likely to happen if we have A, B, or C scenario. So whenever I try to build a trading strategy, I like to start somewhere, and this somewhere is starting with a static level. A static level can be a previous day high. It can be a previous day open. It could be the daily open. In this video, I like to refer to the previous day value area low or a naked daily value area low. If you do not know what a previous day value area low is, we have a full video covering the topic of previous day value area low, previous day value area high, which in my opinion is a key essential in the trading space. You need to know what that is to go forward and build a solid trading statistic, as that is a level you will find every single day. Now here is a rule that is a non-negotiable for me. For something to be considered a valid statistic, I need to at least have a statistic with 200 observations. That for me is just the minimum. When it comes to tracking a statistic, I like to be super old school. I don't use any fancy tools, I just use a pen and paper. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna do that here on my trading view screen so you can see how it would actually look like on my trading notebook. So just to make it super simple, we are testing the previous day value area low. If price reacts positively from the previous day value area low, it goes to the winning side. If it fails, it goes on the losing side. Before we actually track a statistic, we need to identify some criteria for when a reaction is classed as a positive reaction and when it is classed as a negative reaction. There's different ways to do that. It depends on your trading style. You can either do it with candle closes. If you see candle closes below that level, it could be a losing trade. Or you do that with a predefined tick move below your level of interest, in that case the previous day value area low. In this video, I do want to do it based off a tick move below that level, just because that suits my scalp trading style the most. So I am now going to open this table that I would normally do in my trading notebook. Super simple. It's just going to be this. I have my previous day value area low. This is what I would say up here. And then you can just say something as simple as yes or no. Okay, yes for positive reaction, no for no positive reaction. I'm not going to test the 200 observations here. I'm just going to show you how I would do it for 200 observations, selecting maybe 5. Okay, so we have the previous day value area low as our static level. The first thing I like to check. Okay, I already marked it out here. We can see these blue lines are the previous day value area low starting on that day. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of previous day value area lows. The next thing I want to do is just start this replay here just so we hide this price action that we currently have, and I want to go down to a 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, I am going to track the reactions at my previous day value area low. As we can see down here, this previous day value area low or naked daily value area low was never tested, so I can't use that. I'm going to go to the next day and I will see that the previous day value area low has been tested down here. So now I need to zoom in and find out if this would have been a successful trade. I can see on the first reaction here, we had a move of 80 ticks. For me, whenever we have a move of at least 80 ticks in my favorite direction, I class it as a winning trade. So I'm gonna go back to my table up here and I say 1 for a winning trade. Now I'm going back to the next day to track the reaction here. I have another previous day value area low. This is going to be right here, or let's start here. This is another previous day value area low. And here one interesting thing happened, and that is there was 0 reaction at the previous day value area low. So that one has to go on the losing side. Next, I'm going to check the next level where we have the previous day value area low. On the next day, we had some chop and then we tested the previous day value area low for another beautiful reaction. So the next trade is again a winning trade. Now I already tracked 3 and I'm moving over to the next one. Or for the sake of, yeah, actually that's enough. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna stick with these 3, okay? Sometimes these levels aren't even hit, then I will just exclude it from the statistic, okay? Not every single previous day value area low is gonna be tested. And I repeat this process over 200 observations. So now there is something very important. Whenever I track a static level and I come up with 200 observations with a win rate that is below 60%, I stop tracking that level. For me, it is a hard rule that a static level needs to have at least 60% win rate for me to actually continue investigating that level and go from a static level to a playbook to then a trading strategy. For the previous day value area low, for the sake of this video, we're gonna assume that it has a 70% win rate. I do want you to do the statistic yourself, just because I know that you will learn a ton by doing that yourself. But one thing I can say is that the real statistic is super close to these 70%. One thing you have to remember, and that is without statistics, you are not trading, you are guessing. The second step of building a trading strategy is going from a static level to a playbook, okay? A level alone is not a strategy. A strategy is context. So the next step is adding factors that can increase the probabilities of your static level. You can do this in different ways. You can add more static levels like a previous day equilibrium or a single print or a daily open. That is totally up to you. One thing I personally like to do is add naked price action. One thing you could do is add in supply and demand zones. And when I backtested previous day value area lows and naked daily value area lows with naked price action, something very interesting happened. And that was, and this actually is the real statistic, that was an increase of the probability of this setup to play out by 17%. And by adding 17% to an already above 60% win rate for that specific example, I was sitting in the higher 80% win rate. And here, for example, I'm going to show you exactly how a previous day value area low looks like if it's lining up with previous supply. If you don't know what supply or demand actually is, that is another lesson that we have on the Chart Champions website that I have done myself on how I am trading supply and demand. Because in my opinion, understanding naked price action, understanding supply and demand is one of the most important things in trading, as without understanding this basic concept, your trading will go nowhere. So here we have the previous day value area low, or in this case, it is a naked daily value area low because there was one day in between. Naked daily value area low and a supply zone is always a valid supply zone if we have at least 3 tests of the level before it was flipped. Here we can see test number 1, supply, test number 2, supply, test number 3, supply. Okay, so this is a valid supply zone. And on that day, so 2 days later, we had this naked daily value area low lining up with this supply zone. From my statistics, as I said, I found out that this increases the probability of this trade by 17%. And now I already moved from a static level to a playbook. I now know whenever I see a previous day value area low, or a naked daily value area low lining up with the supply and demand zone, I have an actionable trading setup that I can repeat over time, where I tracked 200 observations and I have a solid statistic. So I know out of 10 trades, I am likely going to win 8 and I'm likely going to lose 2. So if I repeat this long enough, often enough, I will end up with a profitable trading strategy, just trading these 2 or this combination of 2 levels. At this point, we are no longer guessing. We have a playbook with an actionable edge. I am showing you the full framework here, but building these playbooks, tracking them, refining them, and then actually trading them live is what we do daily inside Chart Champions. If you want to shortcut years of trial and error, I'm gonna link the website down below. Once the playbook is defined, the final piece is the entry strategy. As with a playbook in itself, we have still not taken any trades. For me, I consider myself as a reactionary trader because again, I might have a super good playbook that has a solid statistic. That, however, doesn't mean that I'm limiting these levels. And instead, I even want to increase the probabilities of that playbook to play out by knowing exactly what I want to see in terms of an entry strategy to take my next trade. And this is extremely important. You cannot mix different entry strategies on the same playbook. This is just going to destroy your journal or your validity of your win rate, as you would only want to trade one playbook with one predefined entry strategy. You need one clear, repeatable entry. That is what I like to do. So the entry strategy I mainly use is my own 3-candle entry strategy. As I mentioned, I recently taught that within Chart Champions, and it has an 82% win rate. So I am comparing a playbook that is in the 80% probabilities with an entry strategy that is in the 80% probabilities. And if we mix these two, we can get the uttermost best results. So the way I like to identify entry strategies is you just follow a system. It could be 5 bullet points and you can tick them off and say, okay, 1, got it, 2, got it, 3, got it, 4, got it, 5, I got it too. Now I'm taking the trade. If only one is missing, the entry strategy is not going to be used and we wait for the next setup. So you always have a clear yes or no answer whether you should take the trade or not. The key is this. Choose one entry strategy, track it, and prove it to yourself. Because one thing I think every trader wants to get to is having one strategy that you trust so much you don't even want to look at any other trading strategies. Someone else could come up and say, listen, I found this beautiful entry strategy or this beautiful playbook, and you're like, I don't even need to listen to this. I trust my own setup, my own strategy so much that whatever anyone else is doing, I don't even have to look into it because I know my system works and I can prove it with my statistics. Once all of this is in place, your job becomes very simple. You wait. That is one thing that is super important too. You as a trader can convince the market that your entry strategy or your playbook has to work out. You need to let the market convince you that you actually want to put your money on the lines. It is you risking your own money. The market does not care about you. Trading is not about prediction, it is about reaction. If you want to go deeper into specific parts of this video, I will link a few videos on the screen now. One thing I also need to say is that my entire entry strategy is of course taught within Chart Champions. I can't go in depth on this entry strategy as that is going too far. But what we've already done is come up with a static level, track the statistics, then we went to a playbook, we backtested the playbook. Now, once you have the entry strategy, this is a process you can repeat every single day. And by the way, there is no limit for the amount of playbooks that you can have. You can have a selection of 15 playbooks and then every day you simply wait for at least one of these playbooks to be activated, pair it with your entry strategy, you repeat this process every single day based off your statistics. So definitely make sure to watch these videos to fully grasp the concept and just repeat the process that I do every single day, which leads to me being a profitable trader, showing up with consistency every single day. And if you want to build these systems inside a real environment with structure, feedback, and community, you know where to find us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the follow button, hit the like button. Let me know which video you might be interested in next, and see you inside Chart Champions.